Welcome back, everybody, to another episode show. You know how this thing goes. I apologize that I haven't been posting in a while. There was just a lot of things going on. I am going to try to become more consistent with you guys. But today is probably the most exciting video that I have for you guys. And it's a little bit of a story time, right? And basically what this has to do with is the biggest flip with a card that I have ever done since I started this whole card flipping journey or card selling journey or this hobby at the end of the day, right? So I am going to try to edit this video, make it a little bit, better for you guys. But about a month ago, I ended up going on eBay and I was really interested in spending a little bit more money on a one-of-one card, right? That was my goal. And so I went on eBay and I started searching for one-of-one cards, and I didn't really know who I was looking for or what I was looking for. Funny enough, it was about, fantasy baseball time, and me and my buddies have a league. And so I ended up drafting Aaron Judge, which was my #1 overall pick. And so in my head, I started going, you know what would be really cool? A one-on-one Aaron Judge card. And so after looking for quite a bit and sending out a couple of offers, I ended up finding a specific card. I'm going to try to put the card right on here. Hopefully you guys are able to see it. But yeah, I ended up finding a Topps Archive one-of-one Aaron Judge Museum Collection card, which I thought was an extremely cool card at the end of the day, right? Obviously, it's a one-of-one. It showed him coming back. The Museum Collections has just a really, really cool design. It's an on-card auto at the end of the day. And Aaron Judge was just tearing it up. He started from the season's get-go. He was hitting home runs left and right. To this day, he still, I believe, leads the league, and correct me if I'm wrong, but having an absolutely another amazing season. Finally ended up getting the card, super excited, super stoked, held on to it for about a week's time. But I ended up paying, the eBay asking was $1,125. I ended up getting the card for $750. That's the offer that I ended up sending and that they accepted for me. So I was super stoked for the purchase. And then you can see, I'm going to try to put the full amount that I ended up paying with taxes and shipping. I think it came out to be about $813 and like some cents, right? But I think it was around that much. And so after holding on to the card for a little bit, this is by far the most expensive card that I've ever purchased in my entire life. And so I was definitely a little bit scared and a little bit nervous that, I wasn't going to make my money back. And so after holding it for about a week's time, looking at it, enjoying it, the nerve started to kick in. I'll be very, very honest with you guys. There was a lot of money to invest in one single card, at least for myself, right? I know some other people that might not be a lot. For me, $800 on one single card is quite a bit of money. And so I decided to start posting it, and I posted it on, Facebook Marketplace, and I posted it on OfferUp to try to see if there's anybody locally that was willing to buy it. I did post it back on eBay, and I posted it for about $1,500, I believe was the asking price. And that was just because Aaron Judge was going off. I didn't think I was going to get $1,500 for it, if I'm being honest with you. I thought people were going to request or, offer a little bit more. And I was like, you know what, if I make $1,000 out of this, quick $150, $180 would be a really cool flip for me. I ended up getting two people that were interested in meeting in person that were going to offer $900 to it. One guy actually drove down. We ended up meeting. He took a look at the card and he was like, sorry, man, I can't buy it for $900. He saw there was like 2 or 3 little specks on the card on the left-hand side. Mind you, the card was completely enclosed, right? It was still enclosed by Topps on there. And he's like, I can't pay $900. It's not going to grade to 10. He's like, I'll give you $700. And I was like, sorry, man, like I'm not taking $700. I appreciate you coming down. But yeah, I ended up not selling it for $900 to him. Another guy wanted to also buy it for me from $900. He reached out. We had picked a date to meet up. He bailed on that day. He said, sorry, man, things came up. I'll meet you on Monday. Needless to say, that meeting never took place. And I was willing to take $900. I had already accepted offer. And I'll be honest, after meeting the first gentleman, when he saw the little white specks, I got a little bit nervous. I was like, I don't know if people are going to pay that much for this card. I don't know if I'm going to get $1,000. But if I get $900, I make $80 out of it, and it is what it is. It's still a quick flip. It's still positive. And so when the second guy didn't meet up, I got a little nervous. And so I took a picture and I posted it on X. And I asked the community, card purchaser community, if, what would it be better if this was sold through eBay or if it was sold through Golden. And I had quite a bit of hits. A lot of people liked the card. A lot of people were telling me some good things. A lot of people wanted me to sell it through eBay. Not a lot of people liked Golden. There was actually a lot of backlash for Golden. And I was already nervous enough, but imagine how more nervous I got when I started to read comments like this, right? Saying things like, Topps Archive is actually the lowest type of one-on-ones. I didn't know that, so I did learn something, which is really, really cool. But they're like, this Golden won't even accept this card. I don't think it cracks $1,000. Another guy, I'll post a comment right here as well. Another guy said, I can't remember, something along the lines of like, you'll get $750 tops for this. And so I was like, God damn it, did I overpay for this card at that point? However, something in me told me like, even though everybody's telling me to go through eBay, I don't know why I felt like going through Golden. And at that point, I reached out to Golden to see if they were interested. They were indeed. And so I ended up making the decision myself, against all advice that everybody gave me, to send it out to Golden. And so I did send it out to Golden. And, it sat there for about a day with no big hits. And then slowly it started to go kind of crazy. It got to $100, it got to $200, it got to $300, $400, $500, $600. I went out with a couple of buddies of mine on Thursday, and by the time we got home, I think it was at like $1,000, and I was like, holy crap, I've made my money. That's what I wanted at the end of the day, which is really, really cool. And then something crazy happened where every single day after that, after I ended up falling asleep, it was popping back up at $1,100 and $1,200 and $1,300 and $1,400. Needless to say, the card ended up selling for a total of $2,300, I believe, is what the buyer ended up paying. Again, I'll post it right on here. And I myself ended up getting $1,900 for the card, which is the absolutely biggest flip that I did after, the taxes and fees that I ended up paying about $813. Let's just say $1,810 to make math a little bit easier, getting $1,900. I ended up walking away with a $1,090 profit, which is just absolutely insane, absolutely amazing. And this, if anything else, has got me right back super hooked onto the hobby. I had to take a little bit of a break because I went on a little bit of a vacation, but came back, and now I'm back into it, purchasing a lot more cards, and looking for the next one that I can flip. So if you guys have any questions around the whole process of why I ended up going with it, or just some of your own stories of your biggest flips, by all means comment them down below, because I think things like this is really what makes me fall in love with the hobby. I think it's just super cool at the end of the day, and I was like a little kid every single time that auction kept going up. So thank you guys for watching this video. Would you have sold it through Golden? Would you have sold it through eBay? What is your biggest flip? And then what is another card that you feel like it's going to blow up here in the next couple of days? By all means, leave your comment down below. Thank you guys for watching another video, and I hope to see you guys next time.